So we're midway through one of our Axiom courses right now and having some conversations about what it takes to do well in fitness and in the industry, and what contributes to fitness professionals, trainers who are extremely successful, not only getting clients, but keeping them in the long term. And the more that I think about it, I think it can really be broken down into three separate concepts. I call it the 3 Ps, and it's mastering these separate areas. And those 3 Ps are psychology, physiology, and personality, all right? And so I'm gonna, in a different video, break down in depth each of those separate pieces and talk about how they play in together and how you can work on those things long-term for yourself if you really wanna stay in this industry and make an impact. But I think the one that you guys can make the most moves on right away, just in understanding the role that it plays, but also even tactically how you can improve upon it in the gym with clients right away. And that one is personality. So from a simple standpoint, you gotta have a decent personality if you're gonna make it in fitness and training. You can know all the anatomy, the exercise science, physiology you want. Even if you're working in a college weight room with athletes, you still gotta be able to connect with people, right? So I think that's really important. Not only understanding the role of that. So, you know, we all know, if you guys have heard anything about the science, the research behind building rapport, connections, and relationships with people, when it gets down to it, people make buying decisions. They make the decisions to do business with you as a fitness professional, personal trainer based upon emotions. Most people do not make that decision based upon logic, which to me says that the more that you can connect with that person, that you build some genuine relationships, that they find some commonalities with you, the more comfortable they're gonna be in giving you money and working with you long term, right? So what are some ways we can actually do that? First off, just being aware that that's important for people, right? It's more than the exercises that you're giving. And oftentimes, I think it might be more important, right? You think about it. If you got a client you're training once or twice a week, you're only spending 1 or 2 hours out of 160 plus in that week. They can't even expend that many calories to really change their body just doing that. But if you build a good relationship with them, you connect with them, you know, you're talking to them outside of sessions, all those things, they're a lot more likely to be making the right choices the rest of the time when they're not with you. So that's one thing. Another thing you can do is be interesting, right? When it comes to personality, I think, you know, there are plenty of fitness professionals and trainers out there who may not really be that good of trainers when it comes to the tactical side of things, the understanding of anatomy and exercise physiology, but they might do really well at getting new clients and keeping them because they've just got a personality. They're aware of what's going on in the world. They have a lot to talk about with people too. You know, as if you've been in training for a while or if you're getting into it, you'll find out many people are looking for that. They're looking for that connection, that one-on-one time that you have together. So what are you filling the time with during your sessions? You know, you have that hour with them. Obviously, you're coaching the exercises, you're asking for feedback. We are focused on the changes that they're looking for. That's what makes us fitness professionals. But also, too, you know, are you asking them about what they did on the weekends? Are you connected with them in a way that you know, hey, I know they're a big Ohio State fan, and so maybe you should be aware of what the score of the game was last night so you guys can talk about that in your sessions. Those types of things are huge at solidifying relationships with people. And I think there's a lot of trainers out there who just don't do it, whether they're lazy, or maybe, like you, maybe they just haven't thought about it. Okay, wow, maybe I should actually research these things. You know, and part of this idea of actually being interesting is doing some of this stuff yourself. So if you have clients who you know are business owners, entrepreneurs, they love the idea of motivation and success, well, hey, guess what? You should become a resource for them in those areas, meaning you should be reading outside of your training sessions together to find out more and sharing things with them, because I think that's pretty cool. I've experienced it myself, you know, sharing books that I'm reading, you know, with a client of mine. And next thing I know, they've ordered the book for their entire staff and they're reading it as a company. You know, those are the kinds of things that are going to solidify a client for life, and also the kinds of things that they're going to be talking about with other people. So I think those are the small tactics that if you are working with clients right now, you can act on this week. Go through your list of clients, think about each one individually and think, how can I build a little bit of a stronger relationship this week? Is there something I can do a little research on that we talk about in our sessions? Or is there something that I can bring up more often with them so that when it comes to this connection personality side of things, you know, I'm doing more than most? All right, so if you're just in there counting repetitions, focused on the exercises, then they leave and you don't talk until your next session, I think you're falling short on mastering that 3rd P of success in personality. All right, so keep an eye out for a video explaining all 3 of those Ps as we kind of start to tie everything back together and understanding what it looks like to be a successful personal trainer in this competitive industry. I'll see you guys soon.